Hey, and welcome to my channel. I am Esther, and before we do anything else, I want you to know that you are absolutely gorgeous and worthy of everything good the world has to offer. Today, I am sharing with you some of my favorite brushes and tools, and this isn't brand specific, it's more like the type of brush. I know that sometimes when you're getting started in makeup or when you're kind of revamping your routine, it's hard to know really where to start and what you actually need. I know that I have many makeup brushes and I bought a lot of them before I really understood what I needed. So it would have been nice to have somebody tell me long ago what I actually needed and what I could live without. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to share 10 brushes and 5 tools with you that I consider to be essential and basic, and hopefully it will save you a little bit of money and hassle of trying them out yourself. So before we get started, I would love to know what your favorite makeup tool is down in the comments, or beauty tool. While you are there, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. Let's jump right in. So we will start with brushes, and I'm going to be going biggest to smallest. So the first brush is this giant fluffy one. Now I will tell you where all of these brushes are from, but like I said, it's really not about the brand of brush that you use, just the type of brush and how you use it. So the reason for a big fluffy brush is all over powder, dusting off setting powder, and things like that. If you want to do an all over bronze versus a more concentrated contour, you're gonna want a big fluffy brush. It's just one of those things that's so nice for all over the face. You can do shimmer, you can do powder, you can do bronzer, really anything, but a brush like this is a must-have. Next, I'm going to talk about my bronzer brush. Now, this is one that took me quite a bit of trial and error to find. This one is by Morphe. I will do my best to link them all below, provided I can find them. But I really like this because it is big and fluffy, and if you aren't super familiar with makeup brushes, they do get bigger and fluffier the more that you use and wash them. For me, a bronzer brush really needs to be able to push up into those bones of my cheek because I do a little bit more concentrated contour. It's not a heavy, thick, really super defined one, but it does need to be able to push up so that I can swipe back and forth under my cheekbones, under my neck, along my forehead. I do love that it is tapered at the top, so this is like the side view, and then this is the front or the back, and I just love the shape of this. I love the size. I love how it fans out, and like I said, is tapered. It works really great. So this for me is a must-have. The next one would be a blush brush, and this one just happens to be double-ended. This end is what I would use for like a nose contour if I'm doing that. You don't need one that's dual-ended. I just wanted to show you this end. This one is by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I like a dense brush that I can really pack color with. So soft and dense. And when I do my blush, I really like to press it in, and then I'll maybe go in a little bit and blend it out, but I really like to press the color into my cheeks, so I recommend a dense brush. I will show you one by e.l.f. that is a very affordable option. This one is from Target. It's actually a really great brush. It's very similar to this one in density and size and shape, so that's another option for you. The next thing I would say is a must-have is a highlighter brush. Now, if you don't wear highlighter, you may not need this, but even if you are just sweeping a lid color all over your eyelid, a highlighter brush works great for that. I do have one from Morphe that I love. This one is by Sonia Kushik. The thing that I love about this is the handle. The material is just so nice. It feels nice in the hand. So this is just from Target, but I do have a couple of others as well, but I would say this is a must-have in your makeup kit. Next up would be a big blending brush, and I like one with a flat top personally. It's slightly rounded, I guess, but mostly flat. This is what you're going to use for your crease color. Some people like to pull it all the way over here and go down the nose with it. That's fine too. It works great for a nose contour. Anything that you can use to make big circular fluffy motions and blend out that transition shade is going to make a big difference in the shape of your face and eyes, so this is the next one on my list. Next up is a smaller blending brush. This is great for smaller blending motions when you're getting a little deeper into the crease where you don't want quite so big of a motion. I think having 2 blending brushes, a big and a small, is definitely necessary for blending out colors on your eyes. This came in my last BoxyCharm box, and it is by the brand Glamier. And I do love, of course, that it has little glitter hearts in it. But truly, this shape and size of brush is one that most brands carry and that I consider to be an essential in any makeup kit. Next up is a brush that would be used for packing on color. So I love this brush on the outer half of my eyelid, or really anywhere I'm packing on color. But as opposed to blending, this is more used for packing it on, kind of pushing it exactly where you want it, very small back and forth motions if necessary. This is a great size. This I actually also got in a BoxyCharm. This is by the brand Luna Magic, and I truly love it. It is such a great shape. Now, many times you can get an entire brush kit from a company. I look very carefully at what comes in that kit and what sizes and shapes are available, and also the material, because that does make a big difference. I have had great luck with Morphe brushes. Their higher end lines are still affordable, but they're much softer than their very, very basic brushes. I also love It Cosmetics brushes. They are just amazing, but honestly, there are so many good options out there. I really like the brush sets from Laura Lee Los Angeles and Manny MUA. I can link those down below for you. They have great brush sets as well that have a lot of these sizes and shapes in them. Last three brushes that I wanted to share. This one is basically a smaller version of the one I just showed you. So let me show them to you side by side so you can see. They don't look that different, but they really are. This one here is much fluffier. This one is much more precise, and this is great for more detail work. I personally love this to pack colors on my inner corners and just along here, and even on the inner half or so of my lower lash line. So lots of good uses for this, but you're talking detail and precision with a brush like this. Next up is this, and again, this happens to be a dual-ended brush. This is actually from one of Urban Decay's Naked palettes. I really just want to show you this end. This is the perfect shape for running a color under your eye. This is what I use every day. Every Naked palette comes with one of these, and I do like the blender on this end. The bristles are slightly longer than what I personally prefer, but I do use it. But this end is really what you need in your life. It is dense. It is super, super dense and focused, but it gives enough of a blend where it's not going to look pointed. It's going to blend out a little bit, and it's the perfect size to fit in that spot right under your eye. Now, I have a ton of other brushes, so I'm not going to say that I don't recommend you have other brushes. If you do your foundation with a brush, I strongly recommend a brush like this with a flat head, very dense. Clearly this needs to be washed. I use a sponge for my foundation and concealer, so that's why I didn't consider this to be one of my essentials. But if you do use a brush for your cream makeup, you're going to need a brush like that, as well as a concealer brush. The last one on my list is a liner brush. I use this every single day. I don't typically use liquid or like potted liners, but what I do is apply my eyeliner and then go over it with the same color eyeshadow, or a different color if I want to, with this brush. It's very, very precise. You can definitely do like a cat eye with this, but I can't go without this. This is a must-have for me. So those are my brushes. I want to really quickly share 5 tools with you that I consider to be essential, and then we will hop off for the day. So first of all is my sponge. Now, again, just like I said in my last video, it's embarrassingly dirty. I wash it, but because it's a white sponge, it gets dirty really, really fast anyway. I will link this particular one, but this is my favorite because it has a pointed end here, so I can easily get up into the corners of my eyes and anywhere else that needs a little more precision. And then I love the angled side where I can pack it into my skin, but I prefer it to be angled versus like a flat top sponge. There are so many out there, so it's really, really personal preference. The other thing I love about this sponge is how huge and fluffy it gets when I do get it wet, which I do. Before I apply my makeup, it helps it to not absorb the makeup into the sponge, but to actually keep it on your face. So it gets like double its size or even a little bit more when I get it wet, and it's just so soft. I have a lot of other sponges that stay hard and firm and dense, and if you need more coverage, that's really great, but I like a more natural look, so this works great for me. I considered whether or not to put this in the brush section, but it's not really a brush, so we're going with tool. Number 2, eyelash curler. You knew I was gonna say it. Everybody needs a good eyelash curler. Shockingly, the e.l.f. brand one is one of my favorites. It's like $3. I tend to buy them a couple at a time, and I've never had any of them fail me. They're fabulous, but any one you prefer is fine. Number 3 is a pair of lash scissors. I know that not everybody wears fake lashes, including me, but I like it for trimming my eyebrows. If you haven't seen my facial grooming video, I will put a link to that here as well as below, and I will show you how I use this. The other 2 items are also in that video, but I thought I'd feature them because I do consider them to be essential. The first is a facial razor, and this is good for any kind of facial hair. I love to use it around my eyebrows and anywhere else I need to remove it. If you do grow a full beard or facial hair here and in the mustache area, I recommend a different type of tool, which I did talk about in that video. But for fine hairs and trimming brows and, you know, lightweight mustache and things like that, a facial razor is a fabulous tool. The last one that is a must-have for me is a blemish remover tool. You can get these anywhere. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them at Marshall's, you can get them at any beauty store. This one is dual-ended, which I love. So this is a flatter and thicker end, and then this one is thinner and a little bit more narrow as well. So it's really just about what type of blemish you're removing. But this is such a great tool when you have one to just press down and easily extract it. It's less painful than popping, and you're gonna make sure to get it all out of your face. So these are the 15 tools that I consider to be most essential that I won't go anywhere without. Hopefully you found a new favorite. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And please remember to love yourself and other people today. I will see you next time. Bye.